Welcome, young gun!
Yay! Hi, Ching.
It's improvised.
No, that was beautiful. I love how you put your own twist to it. Yeah, at the end.
I don't run into a copyright issue.
Copyright. Yeah, exactly. No emails after this.
With the YouTube, yeah.
There's a remix.
Yeah,
Can't say anything, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm putting down my instrument. So anyway, how are you, Max?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, how are you, Nick?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Connecticut, Northeast, New England. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I checked today's weather in New York. It's like a 70-some degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, while we're waiting for possibly 3 people join us, can we just like chat a little bit? I have talked with Nick pretty regularly. Like we even had a 1-to-1 conversation on Wednesday, right? Yeah,
that's right.
So today, 2 days ago. But I have not really talked to Max. So tell us what's going on in your life now.
I'm not a whole lot. I'm not working. I'm usually self-employed. Doing software trainings. And not doing those the last 2 months. So so I've been sitting at home doing a bunch of learning of random things.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot.
And
staying safe.
Yeah. And you're a media person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I've
you still owe me a video, okay?
Stuff, a little bit. I'm trying to get into video stuff. I've upgraded my situation a little bit during this. I had two old cameras, 2 GH4s that I kind of got with the idea that I'd like learn how to do stuff on those, and then eventually I'd like upgrade my stuff. I had some idea what I was doing.
How are you, Inju?
So I'm excited. I finally upgraded a little bit.
Hey guys.
Sorry,
hey,
NJ. Hi, NJ. How are you? Your background is very bright, dear. Sorry. And then your face is a little dark. Maybe turn your camera a little bit in such angle that you're not shiny.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, you're sorry. You're late. You're late.
How have you been, Max? It's been a long time. You look a little bit like Pete Buttigieg in that.
Hey.
A little bit.
Yeah.
He does, right?
Yeah, Max was just telling us, what's he's up to. We were just like waiting for you, and then maybe hopefully Brittany will join us from California. It's kind of early for her, huh? Like 11:30, in the morning.
Yeah. What about Sam Branson? Is he joining us?
Sam does not feel well. Like he called me half hour ago. So yeah. So maybe Sam will watch us, And I say, why don't you watch us? And if you feel like you can jump in, you just message me.
Yeah.
Open invitation. Yeah. Open invitation to Sam.
Yeah. So same old same. Even people know how we ended up here. It's because we canvassed for Andrew Yan in Yan Week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe today we can tell a story because we've been doing this. This is the 8th time, believe it or not, 8th week.
Wow.
I'm seeing my young gang friends all together. Probably I calculated we have had except Nick and Yunjie, you came out multiple times, but we had about 35 people, in and out, and then 8 times, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
so should we just talk about quickly about today? I want to end at 3:30, okay? Because I want to drive to City Hall and to cover the next event, which is at 5:00. Oh, by the way, whoever you're listening, 5:00 today, I will be live streaming an event. It's called Shake Up Congress. Yeah? Shake it up! And it's like wake up, it's a movement, it's a income movement, organized, I believe, okay, and it's a nationwide. In Arizona also, Max, I think Arizona, they also have a car thing, and Los Angeles. Huh? Where are you? You're in Indiana. Why do I think you're Arizona? Sorry, dear. Yeah, Indiana. That's my old. I'm a Hoosier, Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah, I don't think they have it in Indiana. So in Los Angeles, they have in Las Vegas, they have it in Virginia, I believe, and then in New York City, of course. So, so I'm going to go live stream the event. So, can we just talk about starting from Max, perhaps, just quickly, a short version of how you ended up in Yang Week?
Ooh, short version. I first ran into Andrew Yang, the concept of, man, I don't know, about a year ago, I want to say. Just trying to figure out, trying to research who I was going to vote for and everything, and who I was going to support in the primaries, at least, which we still haven't had in Indiana. Next month, whatever that's worth. But anyway, so started researching that, and the field was huge at the time, and narrowed in on Yang, and he was just amazing. And the more I looked into him, it was like, oh my gosh, this guy is like perfect. And yeah, I mean, that eventually led me to Yang Week out in Iowa doing canvassing for him. So it was my first time canvassing, and it was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah. And so what was it like when you joined the Yang? Did you stay there for the whole thing, or you just went for a week?
I did the whole week, but then it got extended. I didn't stay for the extension. I had to go back for that, but yeah, I stayed the whole week, I think, if I remember correctly. I wanted to come back and do run one of the caucuses. I can't remember the name for the person who runs it now, the committee chair or whatever, for a caucus, because I did not realize that you didn't have to live in Iowa to do that. So I was kind of wanting to come back and do that, but I couldn't pull it off. So
yeah.
And in retrospect, with how the caucusing went, I don't know that I would have wanted to. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, how about Yunjie? What's your story, please?
Well, my story of how I got involved with Iowa Week was because of you guys, Ching and Nick, right? So,
what the bad influence?
So, I don't remember the exact details of how, but I remember I wanted to go once it was announced, and then I remember we got in touch about going together as a team from New York, and the East Coast, basically, since Nick is from Connecticut. And I was really excited because I had never been involved in a political campaign before. I voted, for candidates, but I never donated money. But Yang, I felt so passionate about his vision for the country that I felt I had to do everything I possibly could at that point, because the Iowa caucuses were so important, and I really wanted to actually be involved actively, and so I had never done it, and so I said, okay, well, there's a first time for everything, let's just go, because the passion's there. I took a week off from work. I mean, I'm self-employed, I teach, so it wasn't that hard, but I couldn't take off more than 1 week. So even though I had wanted to stay longer, I just had to face the realities of the situation, and I can't live a fantasy life of just doing whatever I want all the time. But the week that I went out to Iowa was very, very eye-opening. It was a wonderful experience. I got to meet a lot of fellow Yang gangers. We met Max there, met a lot of Brittany and Sam, also, and I also, met a lot of people, Iowans, and this was the first time I had went to Iowa, so it was all in all a very, very positive experience. I wish the caucus results would have turned out differently, but it's okay. I have absolutely no regrets. I think the important thing was that we felt strongly about the vision and we planted the seed, so that Yang has something for 2024, and that we can always come back. The analogy I used was, like, Yang is like a rookie superstar. He's a rookie politician, so he's like a sports star. And then Zach, he's fantastic, campaign manager, but he was also a rookie because he'd never done this before. And you had two rookies, and when two rookies are in professional sports, they never win the championship right away. But there usually will, like if you have a superstar coach and a superstar player, they will team up. They'll bring, what is it? Coalition together, a team, and then they're gonna eventually win. So I have strong hopes that Yang will do really well in the future.
Well said. Well said. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, what's your story?
Well, it has been quite a ride getting over to Yang Week. It's kind of what a way to start a new year. And wasn't working at the time, currently unemployed, but I, was so passionate about the movement and telling people about Andrew Yang and his campaign and his vision for the country, going forward, not left, not right, forward. And that just resonated with me so strongly. And I was just like, why not go for broke? They say hindsight's 2020. So, and you want to go into something with a clear vision, 2020 vision. I feel that Andrew Yang exemplified that in every way, shape, and form. Yes, he came in not having the political experience, but he had something that transcended that, in my opinion. So that's why I was like, I'm going to go where I need to go. So I was so happy I was able to link up with Ching and Yoonjae and go to Iowa and do what we had to do, to represent the East Coast, New England, and just show our support and go door to door and tell people and about what Andrew Yang is all about. And I feel that we were successful in that, regardless of how the Iowa caucus went. I wouldn't change the experience for anything. I met so many wonderful people. I have extended family because of Yang Week. And because of this movement, met so many wonderful people in New York City, in Connecticut, those from Massachusetts, and nationwide. So I feel that we definitely made a positive impression, and that's going to be remembered in the years to come, especially with Andrew Yang. He said recently on Trumper for Yang, he said, I'm not ruling out running in 2024, even if it's against a Democratic incumbent. He's like, if what's being done is not working, I'm going to jump in. So I'm excited. I think just stay tuned, because I think the best days are yet to come, regardless of what's going on right now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So how I ended up in Yang Week, I have to think back. I think that was January the 5th. We supposed to arrive, right? So I have already been canvassing like on and off starting summer, I would say. Like July, and September and October. And so it's gradually, it's not like all of a sudden I jump into Yang Week myself. Yeah. So I think I probably heard several influence. Several people had influence on me. One of them is Paget, the Californian. Yeah. Because I watch her a lot and she talks about Yang Week. She was going to go. And then I think I also got excited that Fred Fallon is going. So, and that also sort of a nice sort of, we'd never actually really met in Yang Week. These two people I never met because they went to a different city at different times. with me, from me. But still, I'm just trying to think like who influenced me majorly. And then other people, other people say, "Oh, I'm going." Oh, that, So, oh, I know, I met someone in the elevator when I was watching NGN, one of the early debate. Brian, his name is no, sorry, his name is Ryan. Ryan, and he actually also, yeah, was a major influence. He said, "We're going to Iowa. We're all going. Like thousands of us are going." He said, thousands of you. So I'm going too. So anyway, so it's really, I think, looking back, I was a week, the Yan week, the first week that Yunjie, you, me, and Nick, and also Max, were you there the first week too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think looking back, that week actually was sort of the most fun week compared to other Yanning time outside home, just because we stayed in this really fantastic hotel, right? Like older style hotel, kind of old and new, kind of quirky and kind of nerdy, and but had a lot of space, and I can also interview all Yangan at one time. And the food was okay, breakfast is included, and then the space is so nice. Yeah, the space is so nice that you can form smaller groups. Yeah. What do you guys remember? One time I organized a group for mental health help.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so because lots of young gun, I realized we all fucked up. Sorry. So so anyway, let's talk about, let's be our own therapist, and then it happened to be like we have a therapist, a professional therapist, young gun there, who was helping us also. Yeah. So anyway, so looking back, that week was really fantastic and full of, interesting twists and turns. And actually Iowa City has really great restaurants. And and Nick and we actually, I don't know about Max, did you stay for another week?
No,
Max?
I think it was just the 1 week, if I remember correct.
Okay, you stay on. Yeah. So we were about to leave. First of all, they made like in the middle of the week, like after 3 days of there, they is, the organization, the Humanity Forward, right? What is it called?
Yeah,
Is it
Humanity.
Yeah, Humanity Forward said
The
said
original pack.
original pack. Yeah, who organized the whole thing, and emailed us, asked us to stay for a whole more month, and then I think a whole month seems like a lot of time. I cannot do that because I do have some work and commitment at home. But then I was packing I think on Saturday or something, and yeah, there's like a text message coming from the head of the office, says, "Would you stay for another week?" Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have to I have to talk to Nick, and I have to talk to my family, whether I can stay, So anyway, the rest of history. We stayed. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. So, and so these are our little stories. So what's going on right now? Any movement in Indianapolis, Max?
Honestly, I have not kept up with it.
No?
Yeah, I mean,
Max, when is the primary rescheduled for? What day?
it's not rescheduled. It's the 5th.
It's suspended or?
No, it's June 5th, I think, is our original date.
Okay.
I think it's the 5th. I have it in my phone. I should probably check. I checked it recently because I was like, oh man, it's got to be coming up. And I checked my phone and I'm like, man, it's not for another month still.
So that was the actual original date then. So it was that late.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is my first time voting here since I moved here. So, because I used to live in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And yeah, as far as I know, that's the original date.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't even know what to do with that at the moment. I'm like, should I just like still vote for Yang at this point? What else am I supposed to do with this?
I
the
think
answer is yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
You should vote for whoever your heart tells you. I don't know if you heard the story, but in New York, it was originally supposed to be on April 28th. Then they moved it to June 23rd, which we also have down ballot primaries that day. So we originally had 2 different primary days, which was kind of silly. And so we were all happy that it kind of, due to the virus, it got all combined into one day. But then they actually canceled. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, sorry guys.
Hi, Brittany.
They canceled the New York presidential primary because of the virus, but they were still going to hold the down ballots, which made no sense. And that's what caused Yang to have the lawsuit. And then the judge, I think the state Supreme Court judge, reinstated it. Now the Board of Elections is trying to appeal that decision. But I think as of now, it's still going on. And they had originally removed the names of the people who suspended their campaigns, but now they're back on the ballot. And just for me personally, I felt that was not fair in terms of trying to cancel the primary and remove the names, because we had worked so hard to get Yang on the ballot. And so what if he dropped out? It's still a primary. We should still be able to vote for whoever we feel represents our views.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what I'm going to be doing. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Hi, welcome, Brittany. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was having some laptop trouble, so I'm streaming from my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like your hat.
Oh, yeah, thanks. It's one of the
vaporwave.
The vaporwave ones.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
Thanks.
So, how are you? We introduced ourselves a little bit in terms of how we ended up in Yang Week, because this is pretty much a panel of Yang Week people sort of reunite to each other. So do you want to share a little bit about your story? Like how you ended up? Yeah.
Sure. So let's take it back a little bit.
Tell us where you are, dear.
Okay, so right now I am in Orange County, California. My little one is right outside the door. He's 2 years old. And so how I got involved with the whole Yang thing was at first, of course, I saw Andrew Yang on the Joe Rogan Experience, super interested in it. And then I started going to his rallies. I went to both of his LA rallies. And I created this pitch deck of campaign ideas and event ideas because, that's what I do. I'm an event planner. And I tried submitting it to the official campaign channels multiple times, never really heard a word back. And, I had put all this effort. I created a 12-page paper that was just like full of ideas. It probably had like 3 or 4 ideas like per page. And, I wasn't getting any feedback back, and I felt that I put all this work into it. So, I was looking for an associated group, and I found Humanity Forward, the super PAC. And, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to try to get my ideas out there. If someone picks them up, great. If, no one does, at least, I tried everything that I could. So I submitted it to Humanity Forward, and I got a call from Seth Cohen, who is the founder of Humanity Forward. And he went through my pitch deck with me, and he said that like a lot of the ideas were really good, but if Yang Week, if they couldn't put it off Yang Week, then basically Humanity Forward was dead in the water, right? And so he looked at my experience with event planning and said, hey, maybe you can help Kimberly DeMars, who's our events director. And so me and Kimberly were the only 2 event planners on the staff. And so when I joined, it was about a month and a half before Yang Week was supposed to happen. And they hadn't even booked hotels yet. So basically, I had to go through all of the locations where they wanted to have hubs. I had to find 5 hotels that were at least 3 to 4 stars. They had to be under $75 per night, and they had to come with free parking and free breakfast. So it was kind of a lot to do in a very short amount of time. So I basically reached out to all of these hotels, and I was able to book them. And then from there, I had to start getting all of the emergency contacts for all of. Sam, hey!
Hey,
Sorry.
hey.
Sorry. So I had to start getting all the emergency contact information. So I got like the local emergency rooms, local police departments, local fire departments, local city councils for all of the cities that we were going to. And then a few days before Yang Week was supposed to, start, and I was supposed to just be like a normal volunteer during Yang Week. Kimberly, her father passed away suddenly, so she couldn't even go. And so she was in charge of all the communication with all of the Yang Weekers. And so, I got there like a day early because I was supposed to help them pack all of the boxes and all of the materials that we were going to like distribute during Yang Week. And they were like, hey, like we really need your help. Can you step in? And so I was like, sure. So I became like an unofficial hub leader. So that's why I was helping you guys out in Iowa City. And then I was taking care of all of the direct communications for all of the other hub leaders in all of the other cities. And then, for the first part of Yang Week, I was just like a normal volunteer like you guys, just like going out, doing the door knocking and everything. And then 2 days before it was set to end, Yang made like an Instagram video where he was like, hey, we should turn this maybe into Yang Month or something. Even though like Andrew Yang wasn't actually working with Humanity Forward, like all of a sudden they were like, okay, we're going to do it. And it's like, okay, let's like take a week-long event to a month-long event with only like 2 days of planning. So I like was like held up in the hotel room for like 2 straight days just trying to like negotiate these contracts. And then we had to get like everything in place for it. Like we had to get whole new sign-up sheets for Yang Month. I had to book flights for Yang Month. We had so many people who didn't even like have enough like money to get there. So we had to start doing like per diem and trying to figure out how to get like all of these, because some people who were coming out were like basically close to homeless, but they still really wanted to help out and we needed all the help we could get. So we were literally giving some people, there's like this one family, we gave them like each $300 to come out for the month. And there was like 3 girls. And so, we were dealing with all the like little conflicts, just the interpersonal conflicts that people have when you have so many people out. And, looking at the sign up sheet, I just looked at it again the other day and there were over like 600 people who signed up for it. And, about 300 who came out for the rest of Yang Month. And it was just a whirlwind. I was working like 18-hour days every day. Like I had my normal job and I'm a mom. And then I had to do 4 to 6 hours of the Yang Month stuff every day. It was insane.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Yep. Hi, welcome. Welcome,
hey.
Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hi,
Hey, Sam.
how
Good
are
to see
you?
you.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Yes. So you were there at the beginning. We were introduce ourselves and tell, each other how we ended up being Young Week. You want to do a little bit short intro for us, please, Sam?
Yeah, sure. So I am a non-traditional student, let's just say. Long story short, I wasn't on a traditional 4-year path. So when I finished my college, there was a weird period of time where I was done with my education, but I wasn't state certified to practice yet. So it was the month after I graduated, and I didn't really have anywhere, like anything to do, because like no school, but I can't get a job because I don't have the license yet. And I saw someone on Twitter, they said, when Jimmy Carter ran for president, he started off polling at lower than 1% in Iowa, brought this many volunteers to these places over these dates, and then he won Iowa and subsequently the Democratic primary and the general. And I was like, and then under that it said, we can do this for Yang. We need this many people in these many places. This is a call for volunteers. And I saw it. Well, I was like, well, if someone's done the math and, I can be part of like the the pre-calculated solution to like what I saw as such a large problem. And, it's like the one time in my life that I can just go volunteer and I don't have obligations that I'm leaving behind. So that's how I ended up in Iowa. I saw a tweet and then I hopped in a car full of strangers and drove across the country. It was insane. I have never done anything like that before in my life. And I think Yang Gang would probably be the only people I would trust to do that. Like if you asked me to get
Seriously.
in a car of supporters from my second favorite candidate and drive across the country, I would tell you you're crazy. Like, I'll still vote for him because Yang's not there. Oh my God, no, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't. It would bring me too much pain. And by the way, Brittany, I got to point that way. Okay, Brittany is one of the best Yang Gangers from Yang Week. Like, not only was she doing like logistics and hotels and lots of like organizational stuff, she was also like a huge part of like keeping the mood and the pace. Like outside of all the philanthropic activities that you organize, you also organize like a couple parties that went really well and boosted morale. So I just want to say thank you for that.
I'm practicing my
Yeah, the
point.
energy was really there. You were really super, Brittany. You really kept the week going. Yeah.
Big respect.
MVP.
Oh, thanks, guys.
MVP. You kept Yang Week from you prevented Yang Week and Yang Month from becoming like Fire Festival, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, dude,
Thank
no,
you.
seriously. I feel like if I didn't like jump in like the month before, like none of the hotels were booked at that point. Like everyone just gonna show up in Iowa, like figure it out, guys.
It's so crazy.
Hey, I was just saying to sum up.
Else.
Sorry, the hotel was awesome. That the hotel with pencils. The-
Oh yeah, the graduate was super awesome.
graduate.
Oh my god, I
That
love
was,
the staff there.
really
They're so
awesome.
nice.
Right. Yeah, really
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, great breakfast too.
Yeah.
So-
I remember the emails like a month before and thinking, I don't know that it seems like these guys have everything organized.
Dude, no, like it's so crazy. Like the people who started Humanity Forward, like they have some like a background in like the Hollywood industry and that stuff and like production, but not in like event production. And it's a totally different ballgame. And like thank God for Kimberly DeMars because she had like 30 years of experience on her own. Like she was like an event planner, wedding planner. Like her dad used to own like a ski lodge and like he helped invent the snowblower, which is crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, no, she was absolutely amazing. She was able to hammer out those contracts. Like she even helped me with like my negotiation skills. Like if it wasn't for her, that thing would have been dead in the water like a long time ago. She did like I want to say 90% of the work on Yang Week and Yang Month.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I mean, even 10% of the work though of organizing an entire state of volunteering is still like an insane amount.
It shocks me to this day that we were able to get that many people out there and like not have anything like dire happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I hear some noise from
Yeah, that's probably
somebody.
me walking around. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just wonder what would have the results have been if we had not done Yang Week and Yang Month. Like that's what I wonder. Like thank goodness for us that we at least got the what should have been 5% that eventually went to 1%. Hi,
Hi.
is that her? Hi, so cute.
Yes. So yeah, Sam, you are in Virginia where?
I am in Richmond. The city of
Richmond,
Richmond.
Virginia. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
South side, baby.
Max is in Indiana where? Indianapolis?
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Huh?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah, Indianapolis. Yeah. And then Nick is in Connecticut, West Haven.
That's right.
So anything else you want to share with us? Let's congratulate Sam. Sam is got certified.
Mhm.
You did?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw the
Your
post.
boys at C-Stack. Hey.
Yes. So you get to be somebody's therapist. Tell us a little bit about what do you
So yeah,
gonna
I
do?
just got my CSAC-A certification. It's a Virginia certification for addiction counseling. It stands for Certified Substance Abuse Counseling Assistant. The regulations in Virginia for addiction counseling are very weird, not only in what the regulations themselves are, but also the way they're formatted. I won't bore y'all too much with the regulations, but basically I can do everything except have my own patients. So anytime I'm working with someone else is in charge of their well-being and I'm just an adjunct to their treatment pretty much. Long story short, to have my own patients, I would need a bachelor's degree. And I went to a school that kind of dropped the ball on me 2 or 3 times in a row. So a bachelor's is going to happen in the future at some point, but I got my certification and that's what I'm focused on right now. Within addiction counseling, I am a harm reductionist. So basically, we are people who are very data driven and we treat addiction like a medical issue, unlike a moral issue, which some people do. So we're the type of people who support things like clean needle exchanges, substitution therapies, or walking someone down to a moderate use level that's not a direct harm to their health, but not enforcing sobriety fully. Just getting people to a healthy level where they can not only be well themselves, but also be well to their community. And that is one of the things that Yang supported. And that's one of the two biggest reasons that I got into Yang, is because he was the only candidate that had a drug policy that would save a single life. Every other candidate, their drug policy is not going to save anybody. It's just going to make more people go to jail and make the big pharma make more money. So that's one of the ways I got into Yang. So that's kind of my backstory with what I do for a living, other than art.
Trample Yan is here. Did you see that?
Oh.
Hi, Trample.
Of course you want to shake things up, bro. You're Trample Yang. That's all
Piggyback
you do.
off what Sam said real quick.
Yes.
The whole substance abuse and addiction is another reason why I got into Yang too. When I was 19 years old, my brother passed away from a heroin overdose, and I saw the way he was treated. You know, they treated him like he was basically like a criminal, that he couldn't take care of himself, and he had terrible self-esteem. And, you know, it just starts this whole vicious cycle and loop. And, you know, through his death, I realized that people really have to have more compassion for people who are dealing with addiction, and we need to figure out a way to save these people, because I don't want another person to lose their brother, to lose their parent, to lose their child to an opiate addiction, you know,
or themselves.
And I think the whole humanity first movement, and, you know, more so than UBI or any of the money or anything, just treating people like people was the biggest reason why I was a Yang supporter.
Yeah, I think it's so important, to get away from this meritocracy of, like, you know, the haves and the have nots, and it's like, oh, you know, you're a socialite, you're worth, you know, being friends with, and you're a criminal, you're not worth, you know, socializing with. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And I think what I learned from that is that it doesn't really matter. We have to value human beings for who they are. They are human beings, you know. So it doesn't matter whether you're Bill Gates or you're a homeless person, you know. You're still a human being, and that's no different, you know, whatever your status is. And that's what I learned. And because I think before I didn't really appreciate, you know, I'll just be honest, I didn't appreciate people for who they are. And I thought to myself, you know, sometimes if I become friends with this person, will it benefit me somehow? And after I really took in Yang's message, it really went away, and I said, it doesn't matter who this person is. They deserve respect, and I should treat them the same, whether I'm talking to, you know, some important VIP or whatever. It's just they're human beings, you know.
Yeah, and I love that he's able to remove all of the extraneous stuff, like the status, your race, like your gender, like whatever. You're a person and you have value, you know.
Yeah. Nick, you have anything to say?
Yes, I was just going to say the emphasis on relational transaction as opposed to it being about, well, what is in it for me, that kind of thing, because that's what happens with a winner-take-all economy, which we have, and we are seeing the extremities of that emphasized. You know, it's like punch after punch with COVID-19. So we're seeing what Andrew Yang talked about, that he's right, but it's not about like gloating, oh, he was right. It's like, yeah, he was right. You know, how much change has taken place in 10 weeks, you know, which we had hoped would happen maybe like in 10 years. Like, I love how Andrew Yang was like, we need to rewrite the rules of the economy, and we need to ease into this transition to the fourth industrial revolution. But I feel it's going to be more jolting than we'd hoped.
I have seen ads on Facebook for robots that flip burgers.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yes. It's like imagine just a what's it called? Like a flat top fryer, whatever they cook. I can't remember what they're called.
With
a
spatula.
A gridiron, and then a big arm with a spatula attached to it, sitting in front of it. Yeah. And it has like 30 different joints and hydraulics, and it's just and it's like it's not a direct-to-consumer ad. They're trying to sell it to businesses. And like we were literally called crazy for thinking robots would take our jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now there's ads for it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Uber
is
shipping
into self-driving trucks.
Shipping and logistics. I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
no.
I
That
just
just
saw.
sounds like an ethics violation in itself.
Did you see that?
I think I just saw. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
there was a robot in Singapore that enforces social distancing. Did you see that?
What?
There is a robot
Who just
yeah,
comes between you?
Dynamics. Yeah.
in Singapore
That's
that
awesome.
enforces
Really?
social distancing.
Good use for a robot. There's lots of good
Oh.
uses for robots.
Yeah, I'll find the link and I'll share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something, a robot was delivering like fast food, like like when you go to eat fast food or McDonald's or whatever, so the
Yeah, I saw
robot
a video of
actually
that.
put on the little card and then drive to your car and so give it to you. It's scary.
At
It's scary.
George Mason University, there's these little tiny robots, maybe like the size of 3 lunchboxes, that run food around the campus. So you order it on your phone, and then a robot drives to your dorm.
Yeah.
And if it like falls over, it has a frowny face on it, and if you flip it back up, it says "thank you," and then like drives away. I've had that for like 5 years. It's pretty cute, but
Hi,
Amazing.
Hollis and Mike Kawicki is here. Did you see that? Oh, she said hello
I'm
to
the
us.
only one here without.
Do you know her?
Hey.
I think she's my
Whoops.
Facebook friend or she's my YouTube friend. So you
Hi.
guys, if you haven't subscribed my YouTube, please subscribe. Jewel Media. All right. So you know what? We do a little bit of music here and there. We have musician here. Not only we have conductor Yunji here, we also have a rapper here. Who else is a musician? Max, do
I
you
play guitar
anything?
and bass.
You play? Oh my god! You
Uh-huh.
want to play something also? I want Yunjia to play something, and then maybe Sam, you can rap us a short thing.
I'll play you a song, but I'm not going to perform it right
rap.
now.
Oh, okay, because I. All right, and then Max, do you sing or play or dance?
Not really. No.
All good.
I think you should go first.
Okay. So Yunjia, you wanna demonstrate to us? Play something
Sure.
short.
I'll
Yeah.
just play a short piece by Mozart, which is it's part of a second movement of a sonata that I really really love, and it's very very soothing, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So my piano is a little bit. I have this beautiful old 130. It's like a 137-year-old piano.
Wow.
Wow.
This thing, it's a Steinway Model A.
Wow.
And, it was donated to me by this wonderful lawyer who loves music. Is a dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And so I'll just play for you, 2 minutes, just something. Really
Oh.
quick.
Okay.
Nothing fancy.
Okay.
I have the music on my tablet here, so I just gotta pull it up. Sorry.
So oh, you're done. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's about 2 minutes long. Okay. And my piano's not really in tune, so you'll have
Who cares?
Okay.
Roasted.
My ear's not in tune.
That was a shortened version of it.
All right.
Bravo.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's awesome.
That was
Good.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful. Sam, you want to do something for us?
Me next? Okay.
And then Brittany, you want to play us some jazz? What do you play, Brittany?
How I can
Oh,
get
I play guitar.
What guitar?
I'm gonna
Like
go.
what kind
Just
of music?
acoustic guitar. It's an acoustic guitar. I'm
Oh.
gonna set up in front of my
Okay.
computer
Okay.
real quick. I'm gonna take a couple minutes, so see your
Okay.
first.
Okay. Mute yourself, please. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, dear.
I'm trying to figure out the best way I can get audio to you guys because my headphones just from my microphone on headphones probably isn't that great.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can use my
Too
lab
bad I
mic as
can't lend you
audio.
my mic.
Right?
Yeti. This is Yeti.
I have a lab mic that should be better, but I don't know if I can get it to StreamYard the right way. Let me see real quick. So if this works, I will not be able to hear you. So how am I going to figure out if y'all can hear me? Comment if you can hear me right now
Okay. All right.
in the private chat.
Oh, private chat. Okay.
Let me know if this works. Okay, is it decent quality? Does it sound any better than my headphones? I'm saying
Maybe.
yes. Okay.
Well,
All right, word. So where did my phone go?
I don't hear any music.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
you're talking about just a microphone.
All right, so I got my mic set up. I'm plugging in my phone right now. I'm gonna play for y'all a song off my album. My album's not out yet. It's finished, but I'm basically in the middle of signing a deal. I got offered a record deal, but I didn't really want to give up creative freedom, so I'm working on putting together a subsidiary right now. So it's gonna come out on my own LLC, probably like 10-ish months from now, which is a lot longer than I wanted to. But anyway,
Okay.
This is a heavy metal trap song about foreign policy. This is about when Trump was all friendly with North Korea.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I got started over.
Do you need any help?
Oh, I have the audio coming out this. All right, let me mute y'all so that I got the sound.
All ears.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
I recorded that too. The DJ tag is me, all as well. I'm just gonna be vibing. No more real world, no more free world. When I read the news, I don't feel well. Bitch, I feel ill, cause I can't tell what the fuck is real. Falling down the rabbit hole, I feel like I'm in hell. Whoa, no more real world, no more free world. Working with dictators about to freeze hell. We losing our vision, we can't see well. After World War III, there be no sequel. No more real world, no more free world. When I read the news, I don't feel well. Bitch, I feel ill. Bitch, I feel ill. Bitch, I feel ill. Bitch, I feel so ill inside.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, that's the song. Let me see if...
So
Oh my
this is considered rap, right? That's a rap, right? Is it?
My mic just unplugged.
Oh, what
That's
happened?
hilarious. Sorry for
What?
the low quality, but
Oh, was it?
Technical
Yeah.
difficulties.
I'll be back with y'all once I untangle
Okay.
these wires. Give me a second.
Okay, so Brittany, you want to share some your chops
so
with us,
clumsy, so-
please?
I'm really new to guitar, so just
Oh, yeah?
don't expect too much.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll play a little bit.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I have to play with the...
Lord.
Sam, I think you need to mute yourself, dear.
All right. Sorry about all
Sam.
those audio problems.
That's
but-
okay. Brittany is gonna play something now. Sam, I think you have to mute yourself a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, dear. Okay.
Set down into the sun, skies above the rain, looked at the clouds, I've been out of mind. This so waiting for you to be on. You know, walking solo, dreaming you were back home. I forget down low. Hide until tomorrow. Come back into the good light. Lose these hazy love lights. I've been chasing my mind. For me and the good nights. Without you, can't pick the phone without you. A little bit lost without you. Without you, in the home without you, can't be on my own without you. I'm a little bit lost without you. Without you, oh, step out into the dark. Where were you when I was trying to reach together? You know, I've been closing my eyes. Let myself hallucinating, swinging me on the line. You know, since I've been walking so long, dreaming you were back home. I've been getting down, hide until tomorrow. Come back into the good night. Lose these hazy.
Yep.
Frozen? What happened?
Yep.
Fermata.
Frozen? Yeah. So anyway, Nick, you wanna do something? Oh, why don't you just do the voiceover thing?
Oh yeah, the one, I
Yeah.
mean the one that I just came up
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. So I said Nick is a voiceover actor. Except he doesn't, he's not famous yet, but his voice is so juicy, so low, is so beautiful. So I said, why don't you do something with your voice on my show, which is Wednesday? So he did a little skit. It was so funny.
Oh, I don't.
Aw.
You want to do it?
Bye, Brittany.
You want to do it?
I see.
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try. I'll try
Yeah,
to remember
okay.
what I did.
Well, you can improvise. It's not. Nobody knows your
Yeah,
script.
improvisation's good. I can do it.
Okay,
So,
here we go.
So just set the scene a little bit here, just at a store or that just got a new shipment of toilet paper, because that's been in short supply these days. So kind of like on the loudspeaker or whatever, letting people know it came in. So we just got a new shipment of toilet paper from on a roll enterprises. I know all of you shoppers have been waiting for this, and I'm happy to announce that it is now available. It's going to be down aisle 3, and basically we want to make sure that no one is left behind on this, and we want to make sure that no behind is left without toilet paper.
That's too fucking slow.
Two ply, so you won't die. There we go. I know it's so different from what I said on Wednesday. I can't remember.
Yeah.
You put me on
That's
the spot.
funny. Oh, sorry about that. Just try to have some fun. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do something also. Very short. I don't want to take up time. We have to end very quickly, like in 2-3 minutes. This is electronic 5-string violin. It covers viola and then covers violin. It's my toy. So here is my speaker right over there. Oh,
We still gotta jam one of these days.
yeah, I realized actually StreamYard is not as more superior than Zoom. You know why? You can't play together. You cannot like you play over there, I play. It will clash actually. Yeah. So what should I do? I just had something in my head. I forgot. Hello, Sam. Sam, your keyboard's too loud.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize
Sorry.
y'all could hear that.
So this is a very long piece. I'm not going to finish it. Thank you. It's a piece written for Chinese instrument erhu. It's by Hua Yanjun. It's a blind musician. It's actually very tranquil. It's about moon mirrored. You can imagine the moon mirrored in a lake. Yeah, in southern part of Shanghai called Wuxi. So anyway, all right. So that's good. That's good. Thanks for listening. Well, Max.
Thanks for playing.
Oh, thank you, Max. You haven't done your skit yet.
I'll have to think of something for next time. I've got a guitar. I just don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to now.
Yeah. So what happened? Oh, Brittany.
Delicious.
Brittany, in and out.
Hey!
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. So you guys, I think we have to end just very soon. I want to thank you for coming in. You know, in this, we also changed the time of a chatting because I'm going to cover the next event in New York City, and so who wants to do a conclusion? How about whoever wants to say something to conclude our meeting in terms of our being Yangan and how we should continue the work and continue being together, right? How about Yunjie? Yunjie is the conductor. Let
Okay.
conductor say.
Well, I just want to say that I'm so grateful to everybody that I've met in the Yang Gang. It's really like an extended family because I've never met such a warm and welcoming and accepting group of people. And I know I'm not always the most loudest person, but I really observe and take in all the energy and all the conversation. And I really enjoy having the company and the expertise of everybody here. And so I just want to thank Ching for organizing these and keeping this Yang Gang momentum going. And I know she invites various different people from the Yang Gang to chat. So it's really wonderful. So we rotate in and out. And I've had the pleasure of being both on the audience and being on the screen. So I just want to thank you. And I think, like we were all saying, that this is just the beginning. And we really should focus on all the down ballot candidates who are running on Yang's platform, because they will really help set the stage for when Yang runs again. So I think it's important that we just keep the momentum going. I know we all have our individual lives, and I for one have been doing a little bit less Yang activity because I had to get back to my normal self stuff, but I am always there. I'm trying to follow through with the Humanity Forward and all those things. And so we have a very, very good foundation, and I just encourage everybody to keep yanging people, and let's make this country work for us,
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Injur. Anybody else want to say anything before we end?
Yeah, just real quick. So I used to be a big part of the Raver community, and one of the mottos that we have in the Raver community, it's called PLUR, and it stands for peace, love, unity, and respect. And the Yang Gang is really like an extended rave family for me more than anything. You know, I've never met a group of people before that have so embodied those words. Like people who will go out of their way to help a total stranger and just do whatever they can to make the world a little bit better and a little bit nicer. Like meeting all of you guys has been absolutely life changing. And if anything can re-inspire your hope in humanity, it's the Yang Gang.
Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. Okay. Are we all good?
Yeah,
Anybody
stay
else
safe and
want to say?
educated, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so good to see everyone.
Yeah.
See you, you
Miss
know,
you
just have a
Reunion. Yeah.
reunion.
Can't believe it's
Yeah.
been. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
You are part of what I remember as just regular normal, not new normal like we hear now, but normal, and part of those precious moments that I'll always cherish. The Yang Gang is part and parcel of that. From Yang Week to February 11th, when Yang suspended his campaign, I was amongst Yang Gang. I was amongst friends and extended family. So I can't thank you all enough. So thank you.
Let's make it a Yang decade. Let's make it a Yang life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You just expand it, right?
Great. Thank you.
Yang
Thank you.
forever,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Sam. And I want to thank Yunjie has been there helping out, either like he said in the audience or on the panel several times. I think you've been here like 3 times already.
Yeah.
And then of course Nick has been here even more, because every time, you know, if we have a space, he comes out. If we don't have a space, he just, you know, in the backstage. And he's my backbone and he's my big supporter. Thank you so much, Nick, and I really appreciate you. So thank you so much, and hope we can next time I see you in person, not online. Okay, you guys, take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
day, y'all.
See you
Take
guys.
care. Be well. Be
Bye.
healthy. Be safe.
Good seeing
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Max. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.